Hey there, so I want to just briefly take you through why a website designer is a waste of money. Why getting a website built without doing this one thing is a waste of money. So let me kick straight into this. Let me go down here. Where did I put it? You see, the first thing you need to do, the most important thing you have to do with any website is really the process of discovery. So the process of discovery is going out and looking at who's looking for your products and services, how many of them there are, what the intent of their searches are. Excuse me, I'll turn it off. What their intent is for their search. What is it they're looking for? What's the language that they use in looking for your products and services? Because that helps you define and refine both the building process and then also the marketing voice, how you're going to speak to these people as well. So the process of discovery is absolutely fundamental as a part of the process to getting your site built. So we do that by looking at search. And so we use a bunch of tools. I have a lot of tools in the agency that helps me gather that intel and make more informative decisions and decisions that are based on numbers and not guesswork. See, currently what happens is all of your websites are just fancy little electronic cards that are online, which are absolutely useless. Now, someone's going to argue with them and saying, yeah, but we get people call us through our website. I'm sure they do. But here's the thing. The more that you refine the process before you get a build or a rebuild, you get to find out what it is people are really looking for, so that when you build out your sites, when you get all the scope, and you get all your sprints done and everything else to finish your sites, what happens is that the people who do call you, A, are higher qualified prospects, B, easier to convert, and will increase your sales as a result. I mean, that's the fundamental, at a fundamental layer, that's the most important aspect of this. So getting back to the screen, so with search, what we do is we run a whole batch of tools to give us the intel to find out what people are looking for, where they're looking for your products and services, how they're talking about, what the languages that they're using, the semantic language that they use around looking for your products and services. By the way, that's how the web works. It's the semantic web. So we run a bunch of tools to find out how people are looking for your products and services, and we use a bunch of them. Google's one of the tools that we use. Even Google Keyword Planner is part of that process, and a bunch of other keyword tools, because Google doesn't give you all the information, because why? Well, Google is a business. Google wants you to advertise on their platforms so they can make money. So they don't give people such as myself all the information that we need, we, as a business, to build out websites for clients. Websites that convert, websites that make money. So search is a part of that process. You've got to do that, right? That helps you define, right? It helps you define what type of visitors are going to be coming to your website. Super important. I hope you're following along with this. So we go about this process of discovery. We look at what people are saying and how they're saying what they're saying. And then we can understand who the visitors are that are coming to our website. That enables us to have at a fundamental layer, that allows us to have the right voice to speak to those people, right? The process of discovery, the intent of the search, and then that'll define the type of visitors we have, the quality of the visitors. You don't just want everyone coming to your website. That's an absolute fallacy. Why do you want everyone just coming to your website? You don't. You want the right people coming to your website, the people ultimately that you want to do business with. Right? This is a very important word here, the architecture. So going through those processes allows you to create the right architecture, the right build for website design, right? Unfortunately, and this is one of the, I don't really know how to word it, I think, without it coming across as sounding menacing, and that's certainly not the intent. But unfortunately, when you go to a website company and get websites built, you're just getting an electronic card built. They go, okay, well, here's $3,000 or $5,000 or whatever to build your website. It looks pretty, and all you're concerned about is how pretty it looks and whether you look good on your website. Your website isn't about you; it's about your ideal client. In fact, right now, and it's been going on for a while, there's a massive rebuild going on at my end for my own site. Anyway, so going through the discovery process, the search intent of users, right, allows us to understand the traffic that's going to be coming to our website, so we can start with the correct architecture with our builds. And that's how we build out silos. So we call them silos. And it helps us understand at a very fundamental layer how to build out the site correctly to meet the needs of the person looking for it. This is before, you start thinking about things like your blog posts, some kind of downloads you're giving people, and whether you're doing pop-ups and building sales pages. None of that stuff should occur after building a website. You don't build a website then try and tack on these things. Build a website with these things tacked on just because that's what you've been told you need to do. It's a fallacy. It's ridiculous. You need to stop listening to people who don't know what they're talking about. So in order to have the right the right clients coming to you, or the right people coming to you, the people that you want, like I said at the beginning of the video, the people that you want to do business with, you've got to go through that process of discovery, right? You've got to do keyword research and search intent, the language, the semantic language that people are using when they look for your products and services, when they talk about your products and services. Because what that does is it helps you identify how to market to them. You understand their pain points. You understand what it is that frustrates them about either your industry or around purchasing your products and services, or around the delivery of your products and services, around fulfillment, of your products and services. All of this is all connected to the quality of the visitors that come into your website. If you haven't done this process of discovery and search so that you have the right visitor coming to your website, right, you're not going to have the right architecture to build out your site. That's the way it is. That's reality. Don't listen to website designers who are telling you, yeah, you need to just have this pretty website, you need to create a blog post, and you need to create a sales page and put a video here and do this and that. Unless you've done all this preliminary research, your website is a complete waste of time. I'm sorry, you might not want to hear that. You might have just spent 20 grand, 50 grand on a website. And I'm sorry that happened to you. But unless you've had the conversation I'm having with you now, you've wasted your money. And you're not getting the leads that you actually deserve for your business. So you're not taking care of your family the way that they deserve to be taken care of, right? You can't expect that a website designer is a search engine optimization specialist or a semantic language specialist. You've got to understand Google in order to build the right stuff for people, okay? So like I said, you can't just go and attach these, the blog post is all a part of, in your download whatever's, and, having a pop-up on your website, right? And sales pages on your website. That stuff shouldn't occur after the website build. Sorry, it shouldn't be part of just a website build just to build a website, unless you've done that preliminary stuff first, right? Which enables you to have the right architecture, to build a website catered to the needs of the person who's looking for your products and services based on the discovery, the keyword research, and everything else I've mentioned. It enables you to put the right marketing language on your website for those people. Okay, that's where you get the love. Not just building these things because somebody said, well, you got to build these things onto your website. It's an absolute fallacy. There's a lot more to talk about on the subject. I'm only making this as brief as I really can. But I just really wanted you to understand a little bit of the fundamentals of how people find websites and really what you need to do with a website. Does this mean you should go and rebuild your website? Quite possibly. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if you've already got the stuff built out. But I can tell you that 99.9%, that's 99.9%. In fact, 99.99% of all website designers do not have a clue about any of this stuff. They say they do. Oh, we do SEO. Yeah, really? Can you find them online? Are they on page one? Don't listen to anyone who says they know SEO and they can't be found. It's a ridiculous thing. Hey, we do SEO, but we can't be found online. Or they say they do SEO and they're running ads. Well, if you can't be found for it, why would you be charging clients for it? It's ludicrous. And it's one of the stains on the industry, right? Just like those cheap phone calls that you get from overseas callers saying, we can do SEO for you for $100 a month. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It can't be done for $100 a month. It cannot be done. You've got to go through this process of discovery, search, intent, semantic language to attract the right visitors to your website, right? And that will be based, once you get that information, you've got the correct architecture to go about a build, right? It's not just a matter of sitting down and going, sitting down with a website designer and going, they say, so, what do you sell? Oh, we build houses. Okay, cool. So they go and build a website about you building houses, saying, company XYZ builds houses, and having pretty pictures of houses on your website, and talks about you. Oh, my business has been going for 32 years and that sort of stuff. Your end user doesn't care. They do not care about what you have to say about yourself. What they care about is how you're going to serve them. What they care about is whether you can cater to their needs. What they care about is that you understand what it is they need. And you cannot do that by talking about yourself or about you, like I said, we've had a family-owned business for 16 years. They don't care. You care. They don't care. Now, I know that for some people, this sounds really, really harsh. It's just reality. You've just never been told. You've just never been told. Nobody, it's like, the tough love aspect, right? Somebody's just never told you. But my job is to tell you and inform you. You're doing things wrong. Stop doing things wrong and you'll get results. Don't listen to all these, gurus everywhere. You're paying thousands of dollars for these courses, only to discover that you've got a lot more learning to do, you've got a lot more work to do, and you've got a lot more tools to buy, you've got a lot more resources to invest in. All of these things just to try and go for the end result that can only be achieved by doing the process that I've talked about. So, like I said, maybe you've got a website now and it's performing. I have those conversations with people. We're getting calls. We're getting calls. Great, fantastic. Nobody's ever going to say it's a bad thing that you're getting calls from your website. You have to understand that small industries and small cities, for example, like say 100,000 or less, 200,000 or less, it's very easy to get calls to your website, but that doesn't mean that the quality of the calls coming through to your website, right, are any good. And that's because the quality of the visitors isn't what you need. You need people who are, as a business, we want people with, a high intent to buy, the pain point's high that they want to buy now. They've got their money out, the wallet's out. I know where my wallet's going to do it for illustrative purposes. Wallet's over there on the bench. Wallet's out, they want to buy what you have to sell. We want to get in front of those people. How easy is it to convert those people into sales? It's way easier, way easier. So you've got to go through this process. Look, if you've got a current website now, right, and it's not performing, then, that's something you need to look at. What we do as a part of the process, we run audits. We run an audit on the website. We take a look at your online assets because it's a business asset. It's not an electronic calling card. It is a business asset. And so what we do is we come in with an audit, we take a look at it, we run a bunch of audit tools, we look at all the other assets, we look at what's happening online and how what all the threading is that's going on between all of your assets, because it's all connected to that website. And we do that before we do rebuilds. Has to be done, because otherwise the website won't perform. It's just ridiculous to think your website's going to perform that well. And like I was saying, in smaller industries, it's easy to get a lot more calls, right? But it's not. Unfortunately, for those smaller industries, people like myself, I just go and build lead generation sites and sell the leads to a business. Because all the website designers building your websites have no idea what they're doing, even though they say they do SEO. A lot of them have no clue. They're just playing around with H1 tags, and that's just, industry speak for a moment, but they're just doing stuff like that. Or we've got to make sure, your keywords and your H1 and your URL and that sort of stuff. Absolute rubbish. That is not what SEO is all about. It's much deeper than that. And, I want you to succeed so you can take care of your families. This event, if anything, has proven more than I've ever heard. Like, people have been asking me, how's things here? I said, fantastic. Why wouldn't they be? Right? And the conversations that I'm having with people are realizing, oh my God, we need to have some type of online presence for our company. We can't even do any fulfillment online. We can't do any online training for our clients, right? We don't have a portal on our website designed to cater for it, or a sales page to cater for, upselling them into this thing. We could have been making money during this period if only we had everything planned out, all the architecture correct, So I just wanted to, it's not a negative thing. I know this might sound heavy, it might sound negative, but it's a reality check for 99.9% of you. And I get that's a turn off for some people. Going, God, really? That guy's really quite heavy hitting, isn't he? It's just a reality check. You don't know how the internet works. I do. enough said. Look, I've got at the moment, while it's still free, it won't be free forever. You can jump on a phone call with me and get a consultation for your Google Maps listing. And it's a free health check. So I'm going to take a look at your Google Maps listing, and I'm going on a call with you, take a look at it, see how it's performing, where the underperformance is, where the opportunities are that are being missed, what kind of needs to happen to make that, for you to create more opportunities that are found. If you want to have that call with me, go ahead, jump on a call. Don't be shy about it. I'm not. There's no expectations at my end. There's no obligation for you to do anything. It's just there to help get you some true, honest perspective, right? So that you don't have to struggle with getting leads, right? So that your website is no longer just a waste of time. I hope that's been valuable to you. I really do. Drop me comments below. If you've got any questions at all, I'm here to serve you with this stuff. If you've got any questions, you might say, hey, we've just got a website built. Should we do da-da-da? Or we're planning on getting a website built. Should we do da-da-da? Ask away, You're not going to know unless you ask. You're not going to get the right information unless you ask. And Lord knows, the consultations themselves, just one change can be worth for some of you millions of dollars a year. Depends on what your industry space is. It can be worth an extra, $500 a month. For some of you, that's a really nice extra bit of change for your business. It might be 5,000, might be 50,000, but you're not going to know unless you take that leap of faith and get a free conversation about it. It's that simple. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk to you today about, why a website designer is a waste of money until you do this one thing. And you already know what that one thing is now. So bless you all and your families, and go get it. Go get everything sorted out. Get everything fixed up so that you don't have to endure some of the suffering that some people are going through right now, or if it ever happens again. Because I think, if you think it's never going to happen again, I think I would encourage you to maybe rethink that. In either case, this is 100% the most important thing you need to do. Like I said, that process of discovery, search intent, creates the right kind of traffic to your website, will create the right traffic to your website, allows you to create the right architecture to go ahead and build out a website. And then you can tack on the other stuff. But then the other stuff that you tack on will then be there to meet the needs and the expectations of the person, the high quality traffic that you know is coming to your website. Conversions and more wins, more sales, build your business up, build your family life, take your family on holidays, whatever it is you want to do. You've just got to get the stuff done. All right. Again, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again very, very soon, no doubt. Bye.